I'm Jim Fairlie and I'm asking you to select me to be your candidate in Perthshire South and Kinrossshire for the SNP. And I would like to let you get to know me a bit better so that you understand why I am so rooted in this constituency. I've lived my entire life in this constituency. In fact, I was born here in Perth Royal Infirmary. This is where I was brought up, and these streets were my playground, our playground as we were kids. Let me show you the view I had as a child. Those hills there, that's the Logie Almond Hills. Perhaps that was what inspired me to end up being a hill sheep farmer. Anybody who comes from Letham knows where the Gar shops are. And the most famous of them all was Louis Pagliari's Chippy, right at the very end. Louis and Charlie ran the shop there, and on a Friday night you couldn't get into the place. The queue was right along the railings because they served the best fish and chips in the whole of Perth. This is 7 acres, football pitches, and that whole feeling of a community was centred around this area here. It was absolutely brilliant. As a boy, these were my passion. Thoroughbreds of the sky, and I spent all of my waking hours in a pigeon loft just like this here. So it's hardly surprising that I went from these in the town to working on the farm and being a livestock farmer. Over my shoulder is the very northeast corner of the Oakhill Hills, where I shepherded for 13 years. And it was while I was on these hills here that I came up with the idea for Perth Farmers Market, and that started a whole food revolution in Scotland, where everybody was looking at where their food was coming from. I've worked for this constituency for over 20 years, but I know that as your MSP I can achieve far more. If you select me to be your candidate, this constituency will be in safe hands.